What is going on, everybody? Chris Grant back again with another video, and this time we're going to be talking about the data section and specifically the offers. Now, what is the offers section in the data of Keepa? Well, it is exactly that. It is the offers that are on Amazon on this particular listing. Okay. Now, there are a lot of things to mess around with here. So first of all, we can configure our columns. You can decide what kind of information you want to see. Like, is this an add-on item, which I don't really think is a huge thing on Amazon anymore, but there used to be add-on items that you could add to your cart to be able to get up to the free shipping. There's a comment section, so if there are any comments about a particular seller, the condition of the offer they have, whether or not they're FBA, when they were first seen, whether or not they're a hidden listing or a hidden seller, a hidden offer, when they were last seen, if they're a potential scam. And I don't know how Keepa comes up with this information on the potential scam. I haven't really looked into it very much, so I always take this with a big grain of salt if I happen to see them, and I'll do a little bit more investigating. And the thing that might make me worry a little bit is, oh, well, they've got a really bad rating or something like that. You can have information about whether an item is pre-order, the price history, which we can see right over here, whether or not the item is Prime, if it's Prime exclusive, the seller name, the seller's rating, the review count, whether or not the item is shippable, if it's being sold by Amazon, how much stock they have sold, which is it's an interesting piece of information, but it's not always accurate. The stock sold 30 days, their current stock, their stock history, the total price plus shipping costs, and whether or not it's a warehouse deal. The next thing you can do is you can actually export all of this information. You can export all the active columns or only a deep link to that particular item from that particular seller. You can export this into Excel or CSV. That way you can keep this information if you want to. This can become really, really powerful with a couple of things I'll show you here in a few minutes, okay? You can see that it's displaying 38 rows at the moment. And then the graph range, you can choose whether you want to see 7 days, 30, 90, 180, a year, or the entire time that person has been on a listing or that listing's been up, okay? I typically keep this on 90 days. In the shipping section, we can choose Prime. We can choose free shipping only. That's going to include Prime. We can choose FBM only if we only want to see merchant fulfilled sellers. And then in the condition, we can choose what we want to use here. So we can look at only new sellers. So you'll see here, there's 37 new sellers currently. We could add in used, and then we've got 38. Okay, and you can even break it down in the used condition if you want to see what sellers, how many sellers had this in acceptable condition. You can add in collectible if you want to see the collectible sellers as well. You can also include historical offers. And if you include historical offers, this is going to show you everyone that Keepa has ever pulled from this particular listing, whether they're on it right now or if they were on it in the past. Now, the reason that this is important, let's go ahead and get rid of the used for a moment. So we have all the new sellers, including historical offers. So what this allows us to do, allows us to see is all of the sellers who have ever been on this particular listing that Keepa knows about. All right. And now the really powerful thing we can do is we can export. We can export all active columns into a CSV file. And if we do that and open this up, we're going to see, all right, well, I've got a deep link to the product. I know what condition it was in. And oh, sure enough, I've got the seller's name, what their rating was, what their review count was, when they were last seen. And I could actually go and storefront stalk all of these sellers if I so choose. okay? And this particular link right here will actually take you directly to that seller's listing of this product. You're gonna see that that seller's listing of this product actually has the buy box removed. If you hit see all buying options, then you're actually gonna see everybody. So that seller may not even be on the listing any longer, all right? But this can be incredibly powerful. I made a video called the shotgun method of reverse search sourcing. And this is exactly how I do it, exactly what I do, okay? All right, now, in this particular area here, let's remove those historical offers. In this area, we've got the total price and shipping cost, so 1902. And right now, this is at the lowest price to the highest price. If we want to, we can click on this little box here, and it will take us directly to that offer. So if you click down here, all right, it'll actually take us directly to the offer from AC4 Deals rather than Amazon. So if you're ever going to share a link with someone directly to your product, or maybe you're going to run an advertisement to a listing of yours, you could actually use this particular link, and it will take a person directly to your product for sale and not Amazon, whoever has the buy box at the moment. You can see what condition these particular listings are in. And then we get to see the price history. So you'll see here, Amazon was at $22.50, and then the price dropped. The price went back up to $24.99, and then they've slowly dropped it to the lowest price over the last 30 days. You get to see their stock levels. Now you're going to notice that Amazon shows a stock level of 3. That is because Amazon has this limited to 3 per purchase, okay? This will mess with the sold column. The sold column is Keepa's attempt at trying to figure out how many units a particular seller has sold. You're going to be able to hover over that little I there for more information, and you'll see that the sold estimates are solely based on the changing of stock. And the stock can't be accurately determined if per customer limitations are in place. That's exactly what Amazon has done here. So this data, while it's an interesting piece of data to see, is wholly inaccurate because you don't know who has put per customer limitations into place. And you're also going to see that a lot of these just have question marks by them because there's not enough data for Keepa to be able to determine how many or if any have sold. You're going to see a sold over the last 30 days column, and you're going to get a lot of either bad or wrong information here or a lot of question marks just because the data could not be pulled properly. And then you're going to get a stock history chart. You're going to see here that it shows Amazon with 3 in stock all the time, but we know that that's not correct. Amazon obviously has more in stock because it's a really good selling item. And Amazon has never been out of stock. But you'll see here, stock of one. We got 3 here from this particular seller. I'm going to guess that they also have limitations in place, and so on, 5, etc., and so on, okay? You can see whether or not this seller is using Prime. These sellers here are all Prime. These 2 are not, and then you've got Prime again. You can see whether or not they're using the FBA program. FBA and Prime are going to go hand in hand, but there are some sellers who are able to do seller fulfilled Prime. And if you come across one of those, you'll see a tick mark in this Prime box, but not in the FBA box. Then we've got the seller name. So you'll see Amazon here, you'll see Bodie Distributing here, and then it's also got their seller ID. If you click on their name, it'll take you back to their seller metrics and storefront right on Keepa. We talked about that previously. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in another video. We're going to go over just this particular thing and what you can do with it here. Okay. You're going to get to see what their rating is. These people have 100% rating right now. You're going to see they have 30 total reviews, when they were last seen on a listing, and when they were first seen 2 months ago. All right. You can also click on this little box with the arrow. And again, remember, this isn't working at the moment. I'm not sure if this just needs to be fixed or what needs to happen here, but I've noticed this has been broken for a little while. Hopefully Keepa gets that fixed eventually and takes that to the correct link on Amazon. Okay. Now, The other thing to know is that these columns, a lot of them are filterable. So you'll see here in shipping costs, we can click on it and you can change it from lowest price to highest price, or highest price to lowest price, or just leave it and it kind of picks whatever it wants to do. You can do that with condition. You cannot do it with price history. You can do it with stock quantities, how many were sold over 30 days, not stock history. You can pull up prime only or not prime. You can pull up FBA or not FBA. You can sort by name. So it's in A to Z order now. It's in backwards alphabetical order now. You can sort by their rating. So this seller, Amazon, of course, does not get a rating. This seller has a 0% rating but no reviews. If we do it the other way around, we can see that this seller has 100%, etc. And then we've got review count. We can also filter by review count. Toy Wiz has a ton of reviews on this particular listing. And then we can also sort by when they were last seen, when they were first seen, and even the comment section if we want to do that as well. Same with warehouse deal, potential scam, sold by Amazon, shippable. Okay, this one's sold by Amazon. All right, so it gives you a lot of really, really interesting data. Now, what I use this for is just for going and grabbing seller information. So I can pull all 200 sellers that have been on this particular listing, and I can do massive storefront stalking with Tactical Expander Lite and Tactical Arbitrage and things like that. Ton of really great things you can do there. And I'll make sure in the bonuses section that I add those shotgun search methods for you to take a look at once you go through this keepa course. All right, that's it for the offer section. We'll be back with the buy box statistics here in just a moment. See you soon.